This is Plant-Based Briefing, From Seed to Sprout, A Beginner's Guide to Sprouting by Louise Cohen-Silver at Main Street Vegan Academy at mainstreetvegan.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, host of this plant-based podcast where I curate and narrate a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And Main Street Vegan Academy is one of the amazing organizations I have permission to read from. They're the premier training and certification group for vegan coaches. Their mission is to encourage the adoption and maintenance of positive vegan lifestyles and health-promoting diets geared to the needs and preferences of the individuals for the purpose of creating a just world for all beings and protecting this planet. Victoria Moran is the founder. She went vegan in 1983, overcame a binge eating disorder in 1985, wrote Compassion, the Ultimate Ethic. It was the first book about vegan philosophy and practice to come from an actual publisher. She raised a vegan daughter, wrote 12 additional books, and has another on the way, and she appeared twice on Oprah. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. From Seed to Sprout, A Beginner's Guide to Sprouting by Louise Cohen-Silver, PhD. While I always enjoyed eating sprouts, the notion of sprouting them myself never entered my mind until a friend shared how she was successfully sprouting and enjoying the process. Skeptical at first, it just seemed too simple. Soak seeds in water, drain, and change the water daily for several days. Keep covered with a dish towel, and you have sprouts ready to eat. It sure sounded easier than trekking to the grocery store for a small plastic container of sprouts. If it was that easy, why wasn't everyone I knew doing it? I put the thought to rest until a surprise box arrived at my door. A friend gifted me a starter kit from Amazon that included a wide-mouth mason jar, screen lid, and sample seeds. After a few successful trial runs sprouting, I ordered an additional sprouting kit. The kit is not a necessity, but it makes it convenient to always have sprouts ready to eat. You're not required to be a 60s hippie or have a green thumb for success sprouting beans and seeds. With a little education and confidence, we can all do this. I started by perusing Facebook groups and YouTube videos for sprouting tips and resources. Some books I recommended include How Can I Grow and Use Sprouts as Living Food and The Sprout Book. Organic sprouting seeds are available at local health food stores and Asian markets, or browse specialty stores selling organic goods. Keep an eye out for popular sprouting favorites such as alfalfa, mung beans, broccoli, and lentils. Personally, I love a lively 5-seed blend that I get from Jackalope Seeds linked here. If you're like me and prefer to shop online for sprouting seeds and beans, choose organic, non-GMO options to ensure they're free from chemicals and pesticides. I also recommend Sproutman.com, Sprouthouse.com, True Leaf Market microgreen growing seeds, and Nature Jim's organic sprouts. Amazon also has a variety of sprouting seeds like this organic spicy mix linked here. 6 easy steps for sprouting. It is easy to start the sprouting process once your seeds arrive. Here are the steps. 1. Rinse 2 tablespoons of seed and place in a mason jar fitted with a screen lid. Fill the jar with water to cover all the seeds. 2. Soak for 12 to 24 hours, covering the jar with a dish towel or blackout sleeve. 3. Keep the screen lid on and thoroughly drain the water. 4. Refill with fresh water and swoosh it around. Pour the rinse water out and place the jar on a tilt in a bowl to drain excess water. 5. Cover and keep the jar on a tilt until the end of the day. Repeat steps 4 and 5. 6. Once the seeds are fully sprouted, remove, rinse, pat dry, or use a lettuce spinner, and store in an airtight container. If for any reason your sprouts smell rancid or look moldy, discard, wash out your jar, and give it another shot. Sprouting is such a fun and easy way to enhance your lifestyle. It's satisfying to watch the seeds turn into edible sprouts in such a short period with minimal chance of failure. Sprouts add a crunchy texture to dishes and provide a flavorful and healthy alternative to processed foods. There are numerous health benefits of eating sprouts. Peptides, strings of amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, are found in high concentrations in sprouts. These peptides have been shown to reduce blood pressure and slow the growth of cancer cells. Broccoli sprouts in particular contain 10 to 100 times more sulforaphane than in mature broccoli plants, and have been shown to reduce cancer cell multiplication. Additionally, sprouts support digestive health due to the high levels of insoluble dietary fiber. I am now a sprout enthusiast and firm believer in home sprouting, even in a cramped New York City apartment. I encourage you to give it a shot. You just listened to From Seed to Sprout, A Beginner's Guide to Sprouting by Louise Cohen-Silver at Main Street Vegan Academy at mainstreetvegan.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. And I first discovered sprouting or learned about it from a friend who runs a plant-based restaurant up in Grand Bend, Ontario called Completely Rooted. And she taught me about sprouting, showed me how to do it. And initially it seemed so overwhelming. If you're like me, listening to this article, you might be thinking, oh, that's too difficult. But it really is so simple. You're basically soaking seeds in water, draining and rinsing and keeping them covered and dark. And then a few days later you have sprouts. So, mung bean sprouts, broccoli sprouts, they're all so great to put on sandwiches, to throw on top of a dish, on top of a salad, adding tons of nutrients and fiber and crunch. They're so delicious and so easy. If you buy sprouts from the grocery store, in my experience, there's a very short window of time that they're good. I guess they've been sitting on the shelf for a while. But if you're sprouting in your own kitchen and you've always got fresh sprouts available, you'll use them more too, or at least that's been my experience. Because you've gone to the effort to, soak them for a few days, you might as well make sure that you put them on top of your dishes. I also recommend a Rich Roll podcast episode about sprouting. It's episode 524, Doug Evans on food inequality, the power of sprouts, and lessons learned from failure. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes. I encourage you to try it. Check out the link to the original post here in the show notes, and you can see the links that she referenced as well. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.